Prompt 9. We have looked at several theorists and their arguments on when, if ever, it's acceptable to lie. When is it, or is it ever acceptable? How should we understand lying in a moral sense? This deals with everything we have done in class since day one. We have gone back and forth deciding whether or not it's acceptable to lie. Overall, we have agreed that there is no way to avoid lying or being lied to, but the real question is when we will draw a line. Smith states that although we claim to value truth above all else, we are also at least dimly aware that here is something antisocial about too much honesty. From day one we were taught not to lie, but when we were young and have no filters, whatever we think doesn't get corrected through our brains and just comes rejuvenating out of our mouth. So in other words, lying is necessary in society in order to keep a certain amount of order. Morals are defined as a person's standards of behavior or beliefs concerning what is and is not acceptable for them to do. Lying in a moral sense would have to include a valid reason to tell a lie, and if the lie is something that can be maintained throughout. Lying is acceptable, but many people think lying is when many people think of lying, they have negative examples that had bad outcomes. Some might think about their boyfriends where they said they were going to vacation with their family and later discovered that he was really seeing their best friend. One morally accepted lie is keeping a smile around people you do not like and gush about how long you've missed them, even though you've been dreading seeing them for weeks. This is a lie, but isn't an example many people would consider a lie. An example of lying. Smith states that deception is a crucial dimension of all human associated lurking in the background of relationships. As we all know, deception is just a synonym for lying. Smith says we are natural-born liars, and every day we prove how this is so true. We have talked about rationalizing our own acts of lying. What role do you see rationalization play with how we should understand our own lying, i.e. you as the liar? When a person lies, they try to come up with an excuse on justifying the lie they had to tell. Whether it is to protect someone else's feelings or avoid getting in trouble, lies are helpful in their own way, even if they're not always socially accepted. Harris explains how lies are the social equivalent of toxic waste. Everyone's potentially harmed by their spread. When we lie to someone, many times we have a good reason. Some parents tell their kids they gave their dying dog to live on a farm where he can get all better, because they don't want to see their children's faces when they tell them the dog has actually died. Other times we lie to our parents about our grades so we don't see the look of disappointment on their face. Smith puts it this way: not only do we find it too easy to deceive others, but we also find it equally adept at deceiving ourselves. This is extremely important. Whenever we tell a lie, we don't feel bad about it because we instinctively have a way to make ourselves say to ourselves that we did the right thing. Harris explains false encouragement is a kind of theft. It steals time, energy, and motivation that a person could put towards some other purpose in lying to them, that you're not only declining to help them, you're denying them useful information and setting them up for future disappointment. When someone asks your personal opinion on something, you're expected to give an honest answer. For example, a freshman in college isn't doing well in her classes and knows the acceptance rate into getting to nursing school is very low. She asks her friends what she should do. An encouraging, thoughtful friend might say the school would be lucky to have her and a few setbacks won't ruin her chances of getting in. When Harris says when we presume to lie for the benefits of others, we decide that we are the best judges of how much they should understand about their lives and how they appear, their reputations, or their prospects into the world. But an honest friend would explain to her that she might want to look into a different major because her grades are now too low, and how hard she is struggling in life might be a sign that nursing school isn't the way to go. Harris explains, as a result, wisdom remains unshared, promises unmade, and apologies unoffered. The opportunity to say something useful to people we soon love disappears and never to return.